Hi, and thank you for joining us for session number 8 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG network. To see all the sessions of this game, you can go to happyjacks.org/Starscape, and to find all the shows that are on the Happy Jacks network, you can go to happyjacks.org. My name is Kimi, she, her, and I am the designer and writer of this game, in addition to being the GM, and it is now fully funded on Kickstarter. Cheers! Huzzah! We have sparkly wine. So yes, that was exciting. It has been almost a week since we launched. We launched at like 7 a.m. on Tuesday last week Pacific time, and we are here on a Monday night the following week, and it was very exciting. We funded in 27 hours. So thank you all so much for spreading the word and supporting us. And if you haven't done it yet, go to goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter, and you too can help support all the stretch goals and all the amazing things. Yeah, so thank you. I'm really excited about it. There's a lot of happy tears this week, so it's exciting. All right, so let's stop talking about that and stop looking at me, and let's go around the table. Let's start on this side.
Yeah, definitely nobody's looking at you right now.
Fine.
That's fine. Okay, my name's Jason. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Alistair Ward, also he, him. He's the warrior. He is a blast from somebody's past. Just another random Pyronin on the crew. No big deal.
No history there.
Everything's fine. We weren't holding hands. It's
No.
fine.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Lieutenant Jonas B. Hurley, also he, him, the human hotshot of the crew, and sort of a buffer almost, it seemed like, between awkward situations.
A mutual friend.
Buffer
Yeah, there you
or...
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk now. Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns. And I'm back playing Rode Theolis, who uses he, him pronouns. He is the civilian playbook, and he's never a problem. He is not got any mess in his entire life, and is completely fine with everything that's going on around him.
So we're just telling lies now.
And with everyone.
Haha. Anyways, hi, Sam.
Hi everybody, I'm Sam. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm here to play the most normal character of all, Nolvath, who uses they, them pronouns, and is your average, very tall, camouflage, newt-like alien person who asks everyone awkward questions.
Yes. This is our amazing crew. And the Amber Star is the ship. It's a giant generation ship that has been taken over by a small wee crew, and has a whole bunch of cryopods, some of which have been opened. In fact, last session, some of the crew was on the planet, and they were wandering around this little like frontier town, and they just happened to run into Alistair. And Alistair is, as we alluded to, a blast from Rhodes' past. They had a bit of like a romantic connection. They also had like some sparring with actual like swords. And what were you thinking, Jason? What was that laugh about? No, I'm just kidding.
It's just something I thought up.
That was a joke. So they decided to. Alistair was looking for a ride. They served with Jonas in a strange, like, coincidence, serendipitous, turn of events. So Alistair is on board, pitching a ride to wherever they need to go. When they were up in the ship, Nolvath had decided to wake up one of the cryopods.
You left me alone with the science for too long.
Thought you were just chasing a crab through a forest.
Yes. So they opened the cryopod, and they found that it was these large beings that were absolutely, as we were suspecting, related to Tolvath.
Tavrock.
Tavrock, that's what it is. You're now
Nolvath.
Tavrock. Sorry, it's like
I gave you the most easy name.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, yeah, parental shipping them. So
It's their family name.
yeah. So they are part of the Anarians, which are like basically like if you ran into like someone from Atlantis. So this is a very ancient race who has sort of fallen into legend, and there's rumors about them, but nobody has real facts about them. So they woke up one whose name was Ernson, and they are probably not super long for this world. They seem very weak. They are in the they did take them to the med bay and are working on them, but they're that's an elder of their people who woke up to find that everything had gone wrong, that their generation ship had never made it where it was supposed to be, but in finding out that there was kind of like this sad end probably to their civilization, there was this little bit of hope where they got to meet Tavrock and realized that there are some of the eggs still on the ship. So there may be a continuation of their people. We did find also that their language and their numerical system is chromatic as well as numeric and things like that. So similar to how they communicate through the colors that they flash, they also relay meaning in their text through different colors as well. So that was one of the reasons that we figured out that it had been taking you a while to decode that, because you hadn't, just that hadn't been a thing that you'd had a little bit of a decoder too. So talking with Tavrock has been a little bit of your Rosetta Stone. It's like, oh, okay, I know what that color means. Okay, now it's helping you to figure out the rest of it. Did I forget anything important? No? Pretty good? Pretty good? Yeah, go if you didn't see the super amazing awkward scenes last time between these two. Super good.
With poor Jonas stuck in the middle the whole time.
We went through like the weird, like awkward X's thing to like end of a civilization crying is a big session last time.
We've got range.
Yeah, we got range.
And has been noted, both Rode and I are certain that the other
has slept with Jonas.
Yeah, both of them think the other one is and possibly that Rode is currently in a relationship with Jonas.
That's my assumption.
Yeah,
Yes.
they have not clarified that this is not a thing yet. So much fun.
I love mess. That's what this game is for, folks. Play this game because it's fun mess.
Fun mess. Love mess. All right. So I think we ended right at after Tavrock had been introduced to their elder, and I think you'd just taken them to the medical bay and they were starting to get treatment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't we pick up with a scene right after that, where maybe you're all talking about this new discovery of this ancient, almost mythological people. So because I'm assuming that they're kind of getting, we talked about how there's like some sort of like automated system for at least some medical needs.
Yeah.
It's not a miracle cure, like, so who knows how much it will be able to help them, but yeah, it's in there. It is at least programmed to help them, so that's good.
Yeah, it's actually their biology.
Yes.
Probably works better than the times we've had to get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you have left Tavrock in there with them, or?
I think so, unless Tavrock wanted to leave.
Okay.
As long as they seemed pretty content to stay with the elder, then yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say the elder's probably like a little bit was put under just slightly for some of the treatment.
Okay.
But Tavrock's probably fine being in there. There's
Okay.
nothing that, like, disturbing that's happening because it's fancy science tech. That's little lasers shining on stuff. There's no like gore or anything. Not that I don't know if a hermit crab would like be triggered by gore or
mean, the way that they eat.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, who knows?
Yeah, they're messy in a different way.
Yeah.
Well,
That was unexpected.
you. I don't know what you were expecting. You did open. Never mind. They're alive.
Was this not a planned event?
No.
An accident.
We did not intentionally open it. We wanted to see what extra options were in the interface because Tavrock can unlock them, and Tavrock accidentally triggered the arrival protocol, which woke up the elder.
See.
Well, what's it look like to you, Nolvath? You think they're gonna make it?
I think we are their best chance to make it. This elder seems at the end of their lifespan. perhaps when they went into the cryotube. But the other survivors may fare better.
Hopefully, I can't imagine being the last of my kind facing an infant for all intents and purposes, and what you'd have to impart on them.
I'm astonished that this ship has been in operation for thousands of years, at least.
It is in quite good shape.
I'm not aware of any machines in our civilization like that.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, everything on New Aguinaldo is at most a few hundred years old.
And most things get updated before it gets that old. I am very curious to plumb their star charts for perhaps where they started and where they're going. And I mean, if I were to log something like that, well, I would certainly share the glory, of course, but it would be extremely beneficial to have that knowledge in the public record.
Whose public record?
The Pyronin public record.
Interesting.
Is there another one of note?
Well, Jonas has his own people, and eventually Nolvath's going to go back to their hive, potentially.
As long as it is still there.
Well, Jonas, you know I have nothing but the highest respect for you, but the human record keeping is spotty at best.
You did lose an entire world.
We have lost several worlds. I shall not be false about that. But
I mean no offense, but the Byronin record keeping is superior.
I don't know if that necessarily means that the Pyronans need to have exclusive rights on this stuff. We humans have explored and have been around for quite some time as well. Charted our own course.
I didn't mean to exclude anyone. I just want to be able to report it to the Pyronin government.
If you do, perhaps leave my name off.
Well, I think that's best considering what I've been told about you.
More glory for you. And Rode actually is going to walk away.
I would like to... will you excuse me, please? And I'm gonna follow after.
You know what? Before you do, you feel my hand on your shoulder, and I am going to confront you about this.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say, now listen, Ranger. I know that it has been several years since our time together, and I believe it has been several years since your time with Rode. But in Rhodes and my time together, we have formed quite the friendship, and I have a great respect for them. And I would like you to please show that same respect, whatever feelings you may have.
I'm sorry, I've given you the wrong impression. I have nothing but respect for you and your endeavors.
What exactly have you heard about Rode? No, you know what? I don't need to know. But
well,
if you have anything to call them into account for, I do recommend you do it civilly.
That was not my intention to call anyone to account. I would like to answer your question if you'll allow me.
Please.
I was told Rode died. And it came from a source that was not to be doubted. And I was crushed by that information. We were close at one time. That's all I'll say about that. But I want to be clear that I don't blame Rode for that happening.
All right. My hand goes from a firm hold to like a pat, and I say, I appreciate your candor. As long as we are in the same place where it comes to Rode.
Yes, we have you and I probably have more in common than I do with Road. We work, for instance.
Right. Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, we have seen things.
But I do respect him. And you, of course, and what you two have together.
And with that, I give you one last sort of pat, like a firm, clutch and a nod, like, yes. And then I send you on your merry way.
Okay. Good.
All right. So when you're confronting, tell a crewmate what they've done wrong by you and what you want from them to make it right. So you need to mark a condition to do it. So whatever condition you mark to confront them, and then your crewmate. So it will be Alistair this time. You get to decide whether you came to consensus, whether you reach a tolerable stalemate, or just agreed to disagree, or if you fully reject what they spoke to you about.
That felt like consensus to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay.
You get to decide.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to come to consensus about how you feel about it.
I see what you mean.
Okay.
No, it's very clear on the page here.
Yes.
That felt like consensus to me, unless Alistair deeply misunderstood what just happened, which is also possible.
Well,
but
even if you did,
yeah,
that's okay. You feel like you reached consensus,
Yes.
even if you misunderstood.
this is about feelings.
It is all about feeling.
So
So if your crewmate, you mark a condition
yes,
because they confronted you about
but my
your
trust
behavior,
goes up.
but you get a trust. That's
Okay.
right. And then Jonas, you earn a trust and you clear a condition.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Wow,
So basically,
I'm up to respect it.
Mhm.
But a condition. Let's.
So basically, the way it works is the design intent is like Jonas marked a condition to confront you, and then since you're like, oh yeah, I agree, I made a mistake, they're basically handing off that condition to you.
Yeah, I mean, jealous is just right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The lowest
What am I-
hanging
Am I
fruit.
supposed to not mark that?
Nope, you are specific. So mark that. Just mark.
Yeah.
All right, very nice. All right.
And I'm happy to be chasing after Road if you two want to finish your conversation. It'll be a minute before I catch up, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah, it seemed like you were going to say something, Nolvath.
Nolvath had something to say to Alistair, but he has run off, so
Okay.
that will happen later.
Okay.
I think after that moment, and I think I was being as hushed as I can, though probably I mean we're in close quarters, right? So you probably have heard at least a little bit of it, or at least got an impression of what it was.
Yeah.
I turn to you and I say, I tell you, bringing in new folks, right?
It does add to the drama.
Something I think we've had plenty of the past few moments. What are you? What is your plan with our Anari friend? Is there even a plan? Can we even make a plan? I don't know if anybody's ever seen this.
No, we think at best we can make the elder comfortable while they are with us still and learn whatever we can from them. We're very interested in decoding more of the language and getting into the computer so that we can continue our study when they are gone.
Yeah, answer
Perhaps
some questions.
Alistair might be able to assist us with that if you think he would be trustworthy.
He is. I have trust in him. But I don't want we've been traveling together for some time. You, me, Road, Lawrence. And I don't want anything getting in the way of that.
We agree.
You think Tavrock could use some company?
It is difficult being the only of your kind when there is another option.
Well, I may not be able to talk, but I can at least be there. If you've got anything you need to do, you go do it. I'll keep the little one and the old one company.
We have a suggestion for communication, actually. We do not know this about humans. Does your species have any form of visual communication?
Absolutely, we do sign. We have developed several languages in Sign, actually.
If you would teach it to us, we can share it with Tavrock, and then you would be able to speak.
Certainly. I would love that. I think I need to go get a drink of water, and then go see Tavrock. But let's say we start lessons in about an hour.
That sounds excellent.
Yeah, it does. And with that, I turn and walk away.
Road has stormed off
Mm-hmm.
and has gone towards the well-sealed door to his extremely well-appointed cabins.
I'd love to get there in time to knock on the door.
Yeah.
And not catch you outside, if that's all right.
Yeah,
So I'm
absolutely.
not going to go sprinting through the ship. That would be untoward.
Yes. Also, I know the ship way better than you.
Yeah.
I feel like you're like walking a little faster than you
Yes.
normally would, though. Like you're
Yes.
trying to play cool.
Yeah.
And like doing the fast walk. Okay, calm down.
Right.
Yeah.
The military walk. There's a quick time that you can.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like I have a crush on this person, but I don't
Yes.
want to look like I have a crush on
Yes.
this person.
All
walk.
of that is also true.
I feel like that's a much better description than military walk.
Give the man some dignity here.
The gay walk.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We walk fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to describe it for just a second. So like road goes through, and they like you do the thing where you come right around the corner just as you see the door like close. So then you have to do the thing of like, is it weird if I knock right away? Should I wait a minute? To
Like
walk?
wait, I'm like counting to 10.
Yeah.
Like
It doesn't seem like you were chasing them.
right. Yeah. I do like a full 10 count and like slow my breathing. Try to be like get the feathers back down. Like right, calm. No, you go forward. You go back. Like oh, why do you always do this? Yeah. The crest gives you away every time. But I will give it a good long moment to wait and then knock on the door.
A moment passes. Another moment passes. And then he opens the door. But you don't hear footsteps walking up to the door. He was fully standing on the other side, making you wait.
Huh?
But the door opens, and like he wasn't mad when he stormed off. Standing there, Hello, Alistair. How can I help you?
I was hoping we could speak frankly.
I have an idea. We always were the most frank during our lessons.
I suppose that's true,
Will you indulge me?
of course. If you feel you're up to it.
You tell me a story, and I will tell you one that I think you want to hear.
I accept.
Good, I'll see you in the dock. In a half an hour. Goodbye, Alistair, and the door closes.
Yeah. Okay. That's not a seeing red for me, but something's happening. No, no one's gonna be able to see it, so it doesn't count as act out.
Just be aware of it. So if you're loud enough that road hears you inside,
I can't do that
Okay,
though.
okay.
That's wild.
Yeah.
No, I just head straight for the dock
Okay.
and we'll be waiting there.
all right.
Yeah.
You really pacing, or what do you do, Alistair, when you're upset?
I mean, he's so flustered because he's spent so much time trying to be, what do you call it? Like he was so lowborn right? And he's had to learn so many things to be a person of rank that he's reverting a little bit. I think that it's like buttons are coming undone, and he's pacing, and he's rolling up sleeves, and just like layers have come off. I mean, there's still clothes on underneath, of course. There's so many.
Yeah.
Yes.
We actually just binged Bridgerton.
Oh yeah, you're in the right.
Yeah.
You're in the right zone.
Feels like the place. Just Lizerton.
Lizardton.
Yes, good.
But yeah, it's down to a sort of like fruffle. Yeah, a fruffle.
Mm-hmm.
Undershirt sort of thing, and tight pants, obviously, and is probably pacing in the dock. And then as soon as he hears somebody coming, he's going to be like, I'm stretching. Obviously, I'm just stretching. It's fine.
So does being around Road, because you like, you know, when you know someone from like way back when and you start spending time with them and you're almost like become who you were again,
Yeah.
is it harder for you? Like, are you feeling yourself becoming who you were before you did all this like self-improvement
Yes.
training?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the worst possible time.
How do you feel about that? Are you notice, or do you even notice that yet?
No, I don't think he's aware of that part yet. But it is, there's the source of this, which is worth noting, in that Alistair was lied to. Okay, that's problem one. But Rode never reached out to say not actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so that's where, and we were, let's say, close. And
History will recount you as friends.
there were,
Good friends.
Cousins.
yeah, there were swords involved.
They were these two women were super close gal pals.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, they were just friends.
Roommates.
Yeah.
For companionship.
So I was not calling that, like, just for reference.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like the joke with
Yeah.
lesbians of the
Sisters.
past.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roommates, gal pals. Yeah.
Hello, friends.
They're in love.
They were y'all.
Yep. So yeah, it's that. It's all of that. Like my family worked for Rhodes' family. Like that's a very specific relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting. All right. Road. Sorry, I feel like one of my favorite things about GMing this is like I feel like one
Tell
of
me the goss.
in one of the GM like agendas for pbta, GMs have like these 4 basic premises that you're supposed to keep going back to. One of the things specifically is like you have to worry about the feelings in this game. So one of the things it suggests is like ask how people feel as often as you ask what they do.
Yeah.
I feel like I just was like, this is the kind of GM I am anyway. So I was just like, write down what I do. Okay. So how is Road feeling about all this right now?
Road feels so anxious, but not in that like reconnecting with someone from the past way. Like he has been, like he swallowed a hot ember 6 years ago, and it's finally trying to push its way out. And it's making him angry. And unfortunately, it is deeply misdirected.
Yeah.
But it's making him very angry. And in reality, he has been on the cusp of seeing red this entire session so far.
How's that?
Yeah.
It's going great.
Amazing. All right.
But specifically, he's very meticulous as a person, if that's not completely obvious. I know, it's a shock to everyone. But he's walking through the dance that he's made in his mind of first the steps of what he thought a reunion with Alistair would have been like before reality set in on what the actual situation was going to be when they were actually reunited. But the scarier part is the steps of the conversation that he wants to actually have, but is fighting against himself because that hot coal wants to stay in so badly.
It's amazing.
And I really feel like it's important to point out, too, for in case anybody wasn't here last week, there was just moments ago Alistair was grabbing Rode to physically put him behind himself to protect him, and that was reciprocated, and it was
Hand-holding.
like it was this really intense moment, but that was a dangerous moment potentially.
Yeah.
And then that was dropped, and like that just turned it up without resolving anything. So yeah, that's an important context, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're gonna leave that like simmering.
Yes.
Right now. So, what are Jonas and Nolvath up to in this incredibly awkward situation?
I think Nolvath would go and check on the elder, and if they're awake and up for chatting with them, just try and kind of engage them and learn more about the Inarians. And if they are not awake, would probably like get started working on computer stuff.
Okay. Why don't we have maybe they'll be awake for a few minutes. They're kind of in the middle of a lot of like medical stuff happening.
Yeah.
And I also just like I want you to get information without it just be like you and I just like role playing by ourselves.
Exactly, yeah.
But let's like see. And Jonas, what are you up to right now?
Gotta think about that. I did say I was gonna go get a drink. Do I have a moment before you arrive at the dock?
Probably.
It'd be great if Jonas was like, I know, I'll just go get some work done in the dock and
Exactly, that's
unpack
what I was
some
gonna
stuff
do. I was
where nobody is.
after this. Yeah, exactly. I was planning on heading over
Your
to my
safe
locker.
space, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, I'm gonna bring my mess there.
yeah, and yeah. I was gonna go head over to my locker. You know, planning to pull out one of my flasks from in there. When I hear that there's somebody in there pacing.
Well, stretching.
Maybe
I
huffing?
was stretching.
So yeah, when you say you hear somebody come in,
Yeah.
it's me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just stop at the door like, oh, there's you between me and my locker.
Yeah.
But I also don't want, I mean, I look at you and I say, whoa, hey, Alistair, you're looking a little puffed around the neck there.
Yes. I
Wait.
this
Alistair, what does your face look like when the door opens and someone walks in and then it
Oh.
turns out to be Jonas?
yeah, I mean I was practicing this smolder, right? Of just this like
Yes.
this like relatively serious,
Yeah.
not like smiling or really coquettish, but smoldering,
Yeah.
of like this was
Cold-blooded steel.
yeah. Yeah. Cold steel rather than blue steel.
Yeah,
Right, yeah. Different kind of puppy.
Yours would be yellow steel, anyways.
Yeah. It was more yellowy feathers and all that. And like seeing you, the surprise crest, the like, right. Oh, sorry. I was just working out some of my tensions. I was exercising a little bit, and
Oh yeah, I could absolutely see working out over there.
stretching.
It's all
and,
over your face.
Yes, I was. It's been an agitating day.
Has it now?
Yes. I mean, we've met members of a long-lost civilization. That is profound.
I stride over to my locker and I just boom, boom, bang it open, and I say, my powers of observation are not necessarily the best among humans, but I think meeting the last remaining member of a civilization is not what the source of your agitation is.
No. No, you're right. And I don't want to lie to you.
You won't have to. Pull out my sticks. And I toss a set to you,
Okay?
and I say, I prefer other ways of blowing off steam.
I also appreciate this method. And I like unbuckle the sword hilt and, set that aside and
Oh, you know what? I offer you like a little hook on my locker.
oh yeah,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Cool. Yeah,
Aw.
hang it up there. And what are they, like a scream of sticks? Like that
Yeah,
kind of-
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Great.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, it gives it a little twirl. Like, all right, I've not practiced with these a great deal, but and it has like a little like small flourish.
Sure,
of,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
Your
all right.
form still looks good, and I kind of give mine a clack and a twirl as well.
Yeah.
And I face off with you.
All right. um. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting face-off. Although Alistair's definitely distracted. Well, I don't know. Maybe this is the moment that he can actually focus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I think this is the thing because, when he discovered he's got a knack for fighting and is a teacher, and like this is a thing that stops all the other noise. And fighting or training or anything like that is the refuge. So yeah, I think he just like zones in and is eager to counter. It's not like going in for a kill or anything when
Sure.
I mean not even metaphorically, but just like
yeah.
is happy to spar back and forth, is not necessarily trying to press, like if an advantage opens up, he just steps back and that sort of thing.
All right, sure. I mean, I like we make eye contact getting ready for this, and I kind of see the look on your face go from one state to another.
That's actually, I bet like all the feathers just like relax back. Yeah.
All right. And when I feel like, it's a good time, I'm gonna go in and lunge and try to just give you a little tap.
Oh, okay. All right.
Tap on the thigh or something.
What should we do about that?
I think.
Generally, it's a prove your worth roll unless you're actually trying to harm someone.
Yeah, no. I think I'm trying to prove my worth on this one, just to.
Is that courage?
Yes.
Just to try to. Get you to a different spot, get you a place where you can maybe put the lizard brain down for a little bit and
Well, I mean,
go
it's
with
the only
thinking
brain I got.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's see. I will roll plus courage. Courage is +2. Can I use my hand to hand for this?
Absolutely.
And that adds a +1. Was it? Okay. All right. +3. That is 13.
Oh my.
So 10 plus, you do it. Give advantage to a crewmate. Describe what you do and how it benefited them. I think I do manage to come in. I do a little bit of feint and I swirl around behind you. And from behind you, you feel a little sting in the back of your thigh.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm going to give you advantage because I think that's what really gets your mind from the social mode to the body mode.
Yeah. That sting is the last element to like pull everything into focus.
Yeah, exactly.
But to Alistair's credit, sort of dances back and gives, like acknowledges the hit and a fair hit. That was well done. I'm more focused now. And I'd like to try to reciprocate.
All
There
right.
you go. Okay. I'm gonna wait for just.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm
You're
rolling
coming. Don't worry.
Yeah.
with advantage then,
I don't know about that part.
Yep.
right?
Arriving. I'm arriving.
That's a 4 and a 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9. So, because I've got 1 for courage and 1 for fighting, hand-to-hand fighting. So, yep, I think it's a 9 though, which I'm not as focused as I think.
Correct.
Nope.
The 7 and 9 you succeed, but pick one. I think I'm shaken. That's what I'm most into right here. I'm not gonna put him in a bad spot. I'm not gonna damage something important yet. Yeah, I'm gonna mark a condition.
Okay.
There were a couple of conditions I was
You can put me in a bad
already.
spot. I'm fine with that too.
No. It's okay.
Okay.
It's that would not be like Alistair's not far enough gone to be a reckless fighter. That would be deeply humiliating.
Can I jump in and add something?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, like, you pull off this maneuver, you succeed, but with a complication, gonna kind of lose your balance at the end. Like you make the hit, but you kind of lose your balance, and you're gonna land like kind of on top of Jonas.
Yeah. I like overstretched and
So you're kind of like laying together on the floor, sort of tangled in each other
Damn it.
Yeah.
when Road walks in.
I'm
Yes,
gonna mark,
good.
uncertain.
Yeah. The door.
Whoa, Ranger.
Sorry. I overbalanced. The old habits.
The door in the doorway, Road is just standing there. He is dressed down. Maybe for one of the very first times you've ever really seen Jonas, he is just wearing a shirt and pants and shoes. And he has his sleeves slightly rolled up. And he is stopped still in the doorway. I see. I can come back later.
No, please. I was expecting Road, Jonas.
No, it's fine.
Hey, listen, Road. I was just trying to give Alistair a little something else to think about. Seemed like he had a lot on his mind. Seems like you got a lot on your mind too.
I'm here to get some things off my mind.
Well, tell you what. I think we're done with these, and I'll grab.
Get the sticks back.
I'll put them back in my locker. I'll keep my locker open so you can just keep your thing hanging in there.
Okay.
But I will pull out that flask, and I'll offer it to you.
Road just takes it, hasn't moved, doesn't smile, doesn't say thank you, just takes a swig and hands it back to you, Jonas.
And I give both of you a little salute with it, and take a swig of my own and head on out to meet up with Nolvath.
So, you and the pilot.
We serve together. Yes. And our friends, I would venture.
Alistair, you can just tell me.
What are you asking exactly?
Fine, play coy. And from behind his back, he produces a rapier.
What? Yeah, and I'm like, going over to like get my scabbard, and in the process, like turning my back to you, but saying as I'm looking away, like as I already told Jonas, I have no intention of coming between the two of you.
In what? I'm not some jilted lover here. And I think this is a confront, Kimmy. I think we are fully at that place now.
So you're going to mark
Yeah.
a condition and then
Yeah.
explain how that feeling impacts your approach.
I'm gonna go funny, for me, not for Road. I'm gonna mark insecure, and Road is already afraid.
And for the record, I am guilty, uncertain, and jealous.
What could go wrong here? I understand that you were in mud somewhere together.
Yes.
And you mean to tell me that nothing, and he motions to the spot on the floor where you just were tangled up in each other, tangled or transpired or mudded there?
Do you mean romantically?
Yes!
With a human? Road. I mean, I don't judge you for your choices, but
I have done nothing of the sort.
oh. And like against my will, the look of relief is unmistakable. I not that I would judge you. I don't find humans attractive. They're so bare.
This one is nice to look at, but I have done nothing with anyone in quite some time.
I see. I'm sorry. I did not expect you to tell me that. I mean, I did not have the expectation.
Ranger, why don't you put up your sword and I'll tell you. And Road gets into an elegant pose, a actual fencing pose.
Yeah. And Alistair adopts a very similar pose, but you can see like his feet are not exactly set correctly, because he's made such a big deal about your feet. Like it's
Yes.
just noticeable,
Yes.
right? His feet aren't set perfectly. The tip of his sword is lower than it should be. It like he's not focused the way he should have been, like a few moments ago. And is just prepares to be on guard.
First, tell me who told you that I was dead.
Well, an emissary of your mother. I've never spoken to her personally. But I had been asking whether you were around and trying to get in touch and find out what had happened when you disappeared. And finally, I was told to stop asking because there would be no answer, and that you were gone.
And with that, Road salutes properly with the rapier
Mm-hmm.
and is gonna lunge at you.
Yeah. And I think there's, like, for me, I mean, if it's okay, can roll with advantage, because I'm like, oh, I salute late, and like, oh, right, and I'm just completely discombobulated, which is the only right word. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I will let you roll at disadvantage.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah,
being-
to
Yeah,
counter.
but I don't know if Road is any more put together than
Road is
you are.
really not put together right
I
now.
feel like both of you are pretending at being
Okay.
chill. And
So we should just both roll.
you
Yeah.
should just both roll, and if
Okay.
you want to go for disadvantage, you may.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite bad.
So it'll be proof of worth, so it'll be plus courage.
So is mine.
I got this many.
I only got one more. We're doing great.
All right. So what if you got 5 and what if you got 6?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So both of you get to pick 2 off the 7 and 9 lists.
We're doing so good.
You're doing amazing.
From
Just prove your worth.
Oh, prove your worth. Right. Well, I'm gonna mark another condition for sure.
You can pick
Yes.
the same thing more than once. So if you want to mark 2 conditions because you're so embarrassed, that's
I
fine.
wonder what it would mean to put a crewmate in a bad spot.
I was actually just thinking the same thing. I feel like we should trade blows.
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah.
yeah, you can do that. That would be great. You could also, all Jonas's stuff is here.
Oh
I've
no.
been waiting. Just like, okay, who's gonna stay?
Yeah, so there's that element too. And
All right. Well, so first of all, I'm going to mark reckless.
I'm going to mark hopeless.
oh,
And actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark 2, and I'm gonna crash savvy,
ooh.
Oh.
Mm.
All right.
because I am not thinking clearly. Savvy is, I know, not brains, but it is like,
It's your like street smarts. And
Yeah.
yeah,
like being suave in situations.
yeah, that is absolutely the thing I'm doing poorly at right now.
Okay.
Um,
Sorry, and Road, what did you do? You marked one condition.
I
You...
marked one condition, and I think with my words, I would like to put Alistair in a bad position.
Okay, perfect.
sure.
Because I think that the blow comes in, and Road is good, but you've taught him, with one very minimal exception, everything he knows about sword fighting. I don't know that it is reasonable that he would actually hit you, A, to wound you, or B, would actually wound you even if he tried. But the next thing that he says, do you know what happened in Boros Haven?
The settlement that evacuated?
I did that.
You evacuated everyone.
No.
I don't understand.
And I think he pulls back from a lunge and gets into more of a like relaxed, casual kind of posture, not to stop fighting, but definitely with less intensity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as he moves, he begins to tell a story. You see, my auspicious mother sent me there with a package and instructions. All of that wonderful training that you were giving me was for her. She didn't like that Boros Haven had struck a new vein in the system. They were going to become richer than Cinder Falls.
She wouldn't stand for that, would she?
So she sent me.
Well, that means you sabotaged their equipment?
I left that day with a case and instructions to get into the central municipal management systems and leave a package.
Let's see.
I destroyed Boros Haven.
But you didn't know what the package would do.
I could have guessed.
I'm gonna pause you for just a second. Feels like you're connecting right
Yeah.
now. So you're spending a trust.
Yep.
And then we'll see how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we resolve the confront while we're here?
I feel like you're still in the middle of
Yeah,
both.
we could do both.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful.
Why
Yeah.
not both?
Let's do it all.
Yep. And then, so, together create what happens afterwards. Oh, okay, yeah, we're not afterwards yet.
Nope.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if I was just a pawn. The 17th son.
I don't think you understand how much it does matter. And if it's all right, I'd love to like get past your guard
Yeah.
and with my forearm like push you up against a crate.
Oh,
for a
yeah, yeah,
second. Yeah, okay. Our intentions are all that we have. And sometimes they don't work out the way we want. But what you meant to
They're
do...
all you have.
I was not born with title or many privileges. But even a noble's intentions matter. And you cannot let her take that away from you. She's taken so much.
Witting or not. I left because I killed people that day. And I didn't want to be involved in her games anymore. So I'm out here, earning my own money, on my own ship with my own people. And he leans closer.
I think you're trying to chase me away, but I only wish you told me you were leaving.
And if it's all right with you, Road would go in for a kiss.
Yeah, that's exactly the moment. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, we're going to stop there and we're going to resolve our moves.
Yep.
So we had a confront that eventually also became a connect. So let's resolve the confront first. So you started the confront, Road.
Yes.
So you marked your condition. How do you feel, Alistair? Did you feel you came to consensus, a tolerable stalemate, or full rejection?
Not rejection. I'm actually considering the stalemate, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Because making out doesn't actually resolve a lot.
Nope.
Uh,
Oh, that's
yeah,
that's
I
so
think
painfully true.
I'll replace tolerable with an enjoyable stalemate.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So you both mark XP.
Yeah.
And then
Man down.
the
yeah.
lid's on. The lid
And
is
then
on.
Road, you earn a trust for clearing the air. For
Yay.
And I didn't have to lose a trust for that, right?
no, you don't lose
Yeah,
it.
okay.
You just gain an XP.
Okay.
And then connect. So you spent a trust to make a personal connection. Afterwards, do you feel you've grown closer, or do you feel like no connection was made?
Closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that road revealed a significant truth?
Yes.
Then
yeah,
you
absolutely.
double that. All right. So you earn a trust, Road, and you both clear a condition.
Yay.
Oh, good. Thank God. So if I
Oh,
uncrash...
we double it.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
double it since you reveal this significant truth. So you actually get to clear 2 conditions.
Okay. So if I erase one of the ones on Savvy, it's uncrashed.
It's uncrashed.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to get rid of Reckless.
Okay.
And I get 2 conditions to remove?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there was a significant truth that was revealed.
Oh, Obsessive... So I'm going to get rid of Jealous, 'cause now that I understand you're not actually
Yeah.
with Jonas.
I removed hopeless and insecure. See, making out does solve some things.
Yeah. I still have guilty and uncertain. Which
Yeah, that
also
feels right.
Feels right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right. Let's pull away from the kissing right now, and
Yeah.
let's visit Nolvath in the med bay.
Yes.
So we're going to say that the elder keeps popping in and out of being conscious and being like aware. In between, they sort of drop in its like storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because they saw Tavrock. It sounds like they're telling stories to a child. So I don't know if they still like Tavrock's there, but it's hard to tell whether they're aware. It doesn't seem like they're telling it to Tavrock.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're just kind of speaking to the room, and then suddenly every few minutes they'll kind of like realize where they are, and then they'll like see you and they'll be able to answer questions and things like that. Right now they're talking about and they're telling a story of slowly building up their cities. So from the bottoms of what was an ocean
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the legend, and it seems like these are legends of their people, so it's not like a
Okay.
history necessarily.
Yeah.
But it's like the day that their first structure like broke into this above the surface.
Oh, cool.
So like they finally built something that was strong and tall enough to handle the tides and handle the waves, and so that was like a big historic day for their people. And it seems like that was possibly even millennia before they were born.
Yeah.
It's like us telling, that folk tales of today. And so they're talking about that. And they're talking about the legend of like how they were looking at the light for the first time, and they were out and they realized that they could breathe even though it was harder. It wasn't quite as easy as breathing below the water surface, but they realized they had this whole new environment that they could continue to build their city and expand it.
That's so cool.
And they were very excited about that, and it's like this big discovery. And then they start talking about some of the dangers that were above the waves that they weren't sure of, including like these large bird species, or maybe it might be like a flying reptile. It's hard to tell from their description. And then they kind of falter for a moment, and you see they kind of then like focus again on you, and and you told them your name?
Mhm.
Okay. Nolvath. I'm sorry. I'm distracted. I don't remember what we were talking about.
It is all right. You were telling us about the history of your people. It has been quite fascinating.
Oh, thank you. I don't remember where I was. Thank you. Yes. Are you working on the computer as well?
Yes. With the information that you have given us, we're better able to understand and interface with the computer.
Oh, excellent. Yes. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to focus on it. I can try and show you more things if you're interested.
If you feel up to it, we would be grateful.
Yes. And there's kind of like a data pad, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's for like watching like the version of TV from like the hospital bed, but it kind of comes around. And you see that like, despite how a little bit cloudy things are for them, they're
Mhm.
like their hands and their claws. It's sort of the both. It's like exoskeleton limbs
Yeah.
with fingerish things, kind of fly over the console.
Mhm.
And they start explaining things to you, but in a way that someone who's done something a million times explains it to someone and maybe is leaving out a lot that they just kind of know.
You just fold it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, this is how this works. You fold it in. Exactly.
Ugh,
What is that?
how do you fold it? It's dough.
Yeah, exactly. So even like with your advanced capability, there's like something just like a little bit like there's something you're missing. You know, there's something that you're missing about it.
Okay.
You've grabbed like the chromatic element of it, the different colors, the brightness, and things like that. But you realize there's like something still missing, even with their explanations.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you roll access knowledge,
Okay.
unless you have a playbook move you'd like to try and use.
I think access knowledge is probably the best one. Let's see.
It's gonna be plus brains.
Plus
So when you
brains,
use
okay.
knowledge or logic to gather information or perform a task, and that you were trained in, so it needs to be something linked with a specialty too.
Okay. So my two specialties are biology and physical sciences.
I feel like both of those things would work actually.
It's kind of like a biomechanical almost
it
like
very is,
interface
yeah.
with them because it reacts to their exoskeleton.
Exactly.
Oh, the dice love that.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Okay, perfect. So the thing, like, you're sitting there watching them as they use the console for the first time, and you realize you see kind of this repeating motion as they're using the console, and then as you're watching the data and the colors on the screen, it's like this like light bulb kind of goes on over your head, and you realize that it's like a fractal based system as well.
Oh.
So like all the information is chromatic and also kind of in this repeating pattern that spirals to have like a three-dimensional kind of
Okay.
quality to the data as well as the colors. Because of course there has to be like a shell tie-in with the hermit crab people and their
Yes.
and all their stuff. So
I love it.
the fractals. And suddenly like that's like you honestly think you could probably like this just like opens up something even more than like
Yeah.
the chromatic color based thing.
Mhm.
Now that you realize how they organize their data, you could probably access like just about everything on the ship now.
Excellent.
Yes.
Fibonacci-based numbering system.
Yeah.
Not at all confusing.
Mm-mm.
No,
Especially when you mix that with like the chromatic element.
it's so
So
intuitive.
simple.
Just
Yeah.
when you're not a Lamass.
So you can kind of tell that they see you get it. Like they know they've been doing a bad job of explaining it, and there's like a frustration level there. And then when you like, and then like, oh, you understand.
Yes. Yes. This is more layered, but my people have encountered a culture that uses this type of fractal base for their numbering system before. We understand now.
No matter what happens to me, you will be able to show Tavrock the information that is kept on this ship. And if you decide if he decides eventually to also hatch the rest of the eggs or more of the eggs, that they will not have lost all our information. They seem just like exhausted at this point. They kind of like lean back in their. Did you have more questions? Or is there anything else that I could answer?
You have done so much to help us understand so that we can preserve this for Tavrock. We cannot ask any more of you.
I will do what I can. I will. I was old when I got into the pod, so I don't know. Well, our technology is, yeah, like it's a little proud. Very impressive. We did not ever crack the code, as it were, for ceasing to age. So as much as this may help, kind of gestures to the med bay and things, unfortunately, even in the peak of our civilization, it would not have stopped the slow crawling and pinching of time.
Unfortunately, it does come for us all. But knowledge and passing that down to the next generation, that is something that is essential to my people. We share a mind when we are close enough to one another. So we understand the importance of teaching the young ones.
It's good. You kind of like pause for a second, kind of like catch their breath. You can see like the gills on their neck are kind of like gasping. He kind of reach out and like if you're close enough, like tap their hands. Not like holding it, but just like it is important that you know we value all life. We did not leave any behind. No, not if there are others who have survived. But I cannot honestly say that every one of my people are good. I do not have it in me to tell you. Oh, there were all of them. I did not even know all who were on the ship, and they kind of like gaze kind of a little bit of a distance, like again thinking of all the life. But take care if you awake others, if there are any others to awaken. While most of us are kind of like a little bit of like pride, the best that the ancient world has to offer. There are some who are, for lack of a better word, very human and are driven by greed and selfishness or their own thoughts and what they think is best. You will have to be careful and protect Tavrock and the rest of the brood if you wake others.
We will do so. We consider Tavrock to be part of our family. We will protect him with our life.
There's nothing I could do to repay you for that. Thank you so much. It is more consolation than you know to know that he won't be alone.
Pause for tears.
Yep. Kimmy. No, do not apologize. Oh, there are two emotions.
Awkward romance and
Sobbing, deep, sorrowful sobbing.
Sorry, okay. We were on the. Did you want it?
We do have a question. You mentioned that you value all life. Were there others, not of your species, aboard the ship when it embarked?
There were. We had. They seemed to like have trouble focusing at this moment. Yes, we had others living among us at the time. Do not know if I kind of like fade out for a moment. Do not know if you would have record of them in your time or your people, but we did have others, and we had also. And then they say like some like words in like a bunch of color flashes that you don't necessarily understand. Prisoners. Those who had meant to do us harm. We do not take life. So we provide for them until they can be, like, again, like they kind of like fade, like removed and sent somewhere safe.
We see. We will consider this before deciding whether or not to wake the others that have survived in the pods.
There are others.
Yes, you are not the only one. Your pod was the only one affected by the system when it started up. But in some of the sections, there are other pods which have life readings in them.
Excuse me. Cause for great joy. For there are others who, though they might not have been a Naran, we would call friend, that were also with us. So I hope that both Naran and whoever it is who wakes will have more knowledge to share with you and Tavro.
We hope so too.
Sorry, I feel like I must rest.
We understand.
They kind of like lay back and they close their eyes or like close their eyes. And then they sort of are like, again, like sort of mumbling like a story, like they've kind of like lost where they are at the moment, and they're telling. It's hard to tell what this story is, but it's another like kind of ancient like fairy tale-esque thing.
I think while, because they were doing this earlier as well, Nolvath had set their kind of data pad to record so that we would have the stories for Tavrock and any of the other young when they're old enough to understand it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And help with translation documents too.
Yeah,
Yes.
true.
All right.
I like that we have now the constant fear of, are we about to wake the predator? They're like, yeah, we give them the spider treatment. We relocate them to a better place. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, but they're on our ship and it's small.
In a planet.
Yep.
The ship is not big enough for spiders.
Nope.
Jonas, what are you up to right now?
I think at this point I walk in,
Okay.
and
Wait, you walk in.
Wait, to the
During the
med
kiss?
bay. No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
To the med bay. I left that scene.
Not the bed bay, the med
The med.
bay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you knew. You're like, I'm not going back in until I know for sure.
Yep. Let me find some company that isn't embroiled in any kind of like
Intense emotional scene.
tension you can cut with a knife.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah. So
Right,
we're gonna say that you kind of walk in. I get the kind of the end of that. So you hear the end and you hear them kind of. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So you hear them kind of talking about who else is on board.
Mm-hmm.
To be careful. To like impart the wisdom to the little ones, and then like they kind of rest and then kind of go back into like the storytelling.
Okay. I mean, when I get in there and I'm listening to this, I do like my thoughts. First of all, when I open the door and I see, actually, is Tavrock there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I see Nolvath, who's like the only one of their kind that
Question mark.
I know of, that I've seen. And then I see Tavrock, who is sort of right now the only one of their kind on this ship. And then I see the Elder, who is also kind of like this being who's one of a kind, really. We there aren't any other of any of you that I know of, like in the galaxy, and I'm kind of caught off guard by that until I start hearing, be careful who else you awaken, and that kind of snaps me back into the moment. And when the elder kind of goes under for that bit of rest, I make my presence known, and I say, Nolvath, how's everything in here?
It is good. The elder was able to help us understand the computer system. We believe that we can use it more fully now.
Well, that's some good news. I really could use that good news, so thank you. I appreciate that. Just to let you know, you may want to stay out of the dock for a little bit.
Is there something wrong with the equipment?
No. The equipment's just
Definitely
fine.
not.
Everything works.
As far as I know, the equipment is working just fine. No, our other two crewmates need a moment.
Oh. Is it the kind of moment you enjoy sharing with people we meet on our adventures? Or a different kind?
I made a hasty exit.
You can move for that
finding
now.
out.
I do.
I made a hasty exit before finding out, but I get the feeling you and I are gonna find out soon enough, if that's where their encounter took them.
Ah.
But I mean, I did come here for a reason. Besides checking in on how everything's going. Hey,
Yeah.
how is and I'll pull you aside for a little bit. How is first of all, how is Tavrock handling everything?
That's a great question.
Are they doing all right?
They, you're not sure Tavrock quite understands everything that's happening.
Okay.
Like, you feel like at first they didn't really realize this was like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, they've sort of realized that through like them communicating and telling stories. There's not like, you realize from their conversations, they're not using like a parental
Mm-hmm.
like shade for them. It's like something that they've used a lot with you. So you realize that while they seem to be very polite and like interested and understanding, like there's not like a familial tie that Tavrock has formed with this person.
Okay.
And they seem very interested in like what's being conveyed, but it's also hard to tell how much they're actually understanding.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a child who's learned a variant of one language because you've been speaking something with them and they've gotten very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not sure it may be, it's like the Spanish from the Americas versus Spanish, like Castilian Spanish.
Yeah.
There might be things that they're not understanding, so you're not quite sure how.
There's also probably concepts they're too young to understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have noticed that the elder is trying to give a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be like they're not saying anything inappropriate for a child, but like, are people, like when you're telling a history, it's like Tavrock is not that old. Like, has only ever been in one space shuttle or one space thing, and you're
This
not
is
sure.
like a high school level history class, and we're in elementary school right now.
Tavrock is a few days old.
Yeah.
So they're very intelligent, and they've been able to figure out some other things, but you cannot tell how much they're really picking up,
Okay.
and you can't tell if they understand that this is like the end of their species, or they might be the only one. You're not seeing any like stress.
There's no
signs.
distress. Okay.
Or anything like that at this point.
Okay.
You don't know whether they're just chill with it because they're happy with all of you, or if they don't understand.
We're leading towards guessing they don't understand.
But yeah, they're very smart, like just out of toddler age, like we're talking like a 5-year-old or so. Probably
Yeah.
At this
Okay.
point.
Laser was a very advanced concept for being like a day and a half old.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously
Yeah.
an advanced learner, but
Yeah.
laser.
Laser.
Lasers are their own motivation.
100%.
That's true. So yeah, Nolvath says, we are not certain they entirely understand what is happening. They are very interested in learning what the elder has to teach them, but some of the concepts may have more of an emotional impact when they are older.
Yeah, of course, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, as long as you think they're doing okay, I don't see any reason why they can't learn more from the only one of their kind that they have ever seen.
Certainly. If they begin to show any signs of distress, we will, of course, take them elsewhere. But as long as they are content to spend time with the elder, we think it is advantageous for them to do as long as they can.
Yeah, you can count on me for that too.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Gonna have that be a connect.
Yes.
Gonna have you spend
Yeah.
a trust.
Absolutely.
To be honest, we are not certain. It is a familiar pain we see the elder experiencing. It is entirely possible that we are the last of our kind. It is also possible that we are simply too far away from the hive to connect, and none of our kind are close enough in this quadrant. But we have never sensed another one of us. So, we wish to help this species survive.
Well, if any one of us here on this ship right now, yeah, I do believe you are the one who knows most what our friend in that pod is going through. Can I ask you what might be a personal question?
Of course.
I know there are humans all throughout the system. What was it like for you to wake up and realize you were no longer in your hive?
It was strangely quiet. When we are connected, there is always thoughts, chatter, noise, like a warm blanket. And to wake up here on this ship, to the quiet hum of only this equipment, was terrifying. Like being born, but aware.
So, in a way, you can also probably relate to our little Tavrock too, huh?
Yes, but we are glad that Tavrock has more of a family than we had then.
It's funny, Nolvath, that waking up with that sensation of quiet was unnerving to you. Do you know why I fling myself to people, not to strangers even during our travels?
I do not.
I do that so I do not have to awaken in quiet either.
This makes sense to us. In the hive, we frequently wake in a comfortable pile of our own. It is strange to do so alone. We understand. If you do not wish to wake alone, we are happy to keep you company.
I think I would very much like that. And if I could take you a step closer to maybe being back with your hive. I think I would very much like that as well.
We would also like that.
If it's all right, can I put a hand on?
Mhm.
Okay. Actually, I'll take your hand. And I pause for a minute. Because the reason I kind of throw myself or I open myself up to like strangers
Mm-hmm.
is that I know that I probably won't ever have to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something else completely. And so I have to, there's a memory that kind of like floods through my head of somebody else, like in my past that I lost. And there's something inside me that says, you know what, she would have wanted this. Can't live there forever.
Yeah.
And I just let myself go. And if it's all right, I would like to pull you in for a kiss as well.
It is very okay with them. They're not good at it.
That's
They've
okay.
never kissed a human before.
That's all right. I think like I don't go in like full bore or
Yeah.
anything like that. I go in gently, and
Mhm.
And when we part, I ask, I mean, I don't ask, I say, I don't know if there is ever going to be a way that I can experience what you have experienced with your hive. I mean, feelings, I'm sure, are much more openly shared, much more easy to recognize. But I would very much like to learn.
We would be happy to share it with you. It will be a learning experience for us as well. We have never had physical enjoyment with someone we did not have a mental connection to in that way. So it will be different for us.
Well, I've had plenty of physical enjoyment with people I have not had a mental connection with. I hope that I can guide you well. I can guide us both well, really. And then I kind of realized that Tavrock's there. Let's take a look and see that Tavrock's not like, what Tavrock's doing. Like, are they looking at us? Are they paying attention to the elder?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both?
Yeah. They seem like they don't have a great understanding
Sure.
of like auditory speaking.
Okay, all right.
I feel like
all
they're
right.
like picking up on like the
vibe.
unspoken vibe, and like we were talking about signs earlier. Like signs
Yeah,
happening
yeah.
in this room.
Right. Body language.
Yeah. Nolvath, are you any colors happening? Are you?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Come on, living mood ring. How you looking?
Oh. Tavrock's like, what do you say?
I don't understand this one.
Yeah, I feel like Tavrock's up and they're like, huh? That's okay.
It's a very unintentional color change that's happening right now.
Barely able to keep that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think maybe we should maybe we should spend a little more time with this a little later.
Yes, perhaps in a more comfortable environment.
My mind like races at what the idea of a comfortable environment might mean to Nolvath.
You're going in a hole. You're going in a
In
hole.
excitement.
You're going into a dark hole in a
Yeah.
forest.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I actually like, I usher you over to Tavrock and the Elder, and I say, I look at Tavrock and I point to them and to me, and I do the sign for friend.
Aww. They they kind of like they can't quite. You can tell
Yeah,
like based on the
yeah.
like the elders.
Oh.
Yeah, like with the elder, you can tell the elder would be able to do it. So eventually he'll be able to sign back to you. But you do see he kind of like looks for a second. You do it like a couple times. And
Sure. You know what?
Yeah.
It occurs to me actually. I mean, at this point, like galactic sign is a thing to accommodate all
Yeah.
sorts of digits,
Yeah.
and I go like, oh right, okay, like
and
you know,
switch it up.
Yeah.
And then they kind of like do it back to you. It takes you a couple times, and then they're like, oh, and then they do it back, and then they're very excited. Then they show, like,
Jonas can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not so tragic anymore.
yeah, it is exactly that.
It's just us.
Look at Jonas figured it out. Like it is 100% that take on it. Like, they're very proud of Jonas.
Oh, fantastic! I love it.
Perfect.
Excellent.
I love
So they do it back to you, and then you can show them some other signs.
Yeah,
And they're very
yeah.
excited, and they're doing it
Yeah,
back.
you know, I'll do a little J for like, you know,
Yeah.
myself. I'll introduce myself that way.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I think that's something that Tavrock will probably.
Yeah. They're totally able to pick that.
And
up.
I look at you with excitement too, and I start
Yeah.
like showing you those signs as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're really excited to learn the sign language also.
Yeah.
And they kind of like when they repeat the signs, they also do the color for
Nice.
Tavrock to kind of like reinforce the
Oh,
meaning.
Yeah. Nice.
Perfect.
That really helps, like clear it up.
We're
Yeah.
getting every kind of learning.
Yeah. All
Learning that we as humans still don't understand. Color
Yeah.
learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, absolutely. Then we're gonna kind of like leave that scene like right there. So it's actually it's like a little bit of a sidebar, but I actually taught my daughter, like we did like the basic signs with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And like it's one of those things I read in like a Foo Baby book, and I'm like, oh, this would be like it was so amazing and helpful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
long before she could speak, like, and
Yep.
she still every once in a while, like she doesn't quite remember it, but like every once in a while she'll be like, yeah, I'd like some more, please. And she kind of
Yeah.
like does the sign, like
Yeah.
just because she's so used to doing it. Like I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's actually
That's cool.
it is being studied as like a language that is friendly to people who either have like language barriers
Yeah.
or people who are like on the autism spectrum who become nonverbal.
Yeah.
Extremely fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so many times when before she started speaking, that she was able to very clearly communicate what she
Mhm.
wanted.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, this is like the most amazing
Yeah.
thing.
That is so
Yeah,
cool.
I'm amazed that like that is not something that is taught in parenting classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
My
Yeah.
my in-laws are my niece sister is like was a special ed teacher and
Yeah.
is a social worker and did this with her 3 kids, and
Yeah.
it was just fascinating to see a tiny child who can't speak
Mhm.
articulate like, actually I've had enough to eat and I don't want any, you know, like,
Yeah.
or can I have water specifically?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like point at a certain thing and like more of that. I want
Yeah.
that right there.
Sign language
Yeah.
is good, people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn your country's sign language.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. But yeah, it's amazing. So anyway, sidebar. But
Yeah.
So
Now body language.
yeah.
Back from the fireplace.
Yeah. So Rhodes'
What I have
ship
one-
is right there.
I have an important wait. Oh, the ship, right. Okay.
That we've already established has beds in
I
it.
was thinking
Go on.
shipping.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
both. But
Yeah.
I guess that's my next question. Like we panned away when you were kissing.
Right.
Did things continue to go well, or at
I
least
think so.
cornally?
Yeah.
Well, here's
Okay.
here's the
or
the
did
one
something
question.
stir up and make you angry at each other?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but I do need
Not in a
to
way that
know-
would stop things.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's that like that train has left the station,
Yeah.
and like we'll figure out the rest later. Had we slept together before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I think that some of this is like now allowing that picking up where things left off. That
Right.
like thing when you run into your high school friends and things like that. Like Rode is suddenly allowing himself to feel that like youthfulness from like less than a decade ago, but still it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And before what you now know is probably the most traumatic thing that he's experienced in his entire life.
Right. Or like before that, it was like the CW show of
Yeah.
our childhood.
Yeah,
right?
and then he became an HBO show.
Right. Right.
Very briefly and did not ask for it.
Right, right. But it was that, will they, won't they
Yeah.
energy, and then you were gone, and,
Yeah.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
And you were just exiled. And
Yeah.
who knows if it could have been anything? Well, we're going to find out.
Yes. But I think Rode is like a... Before when they were young, the two of them, there was always a family member, a parental figure, an actual parent, someone nearby. Rode wasn't alone with Alistair very often.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Like I was your teacher, but there was always, like your valet or
yeah,
like
yeah,
somebody
someone was
yeah.
there. And this new road, this road that's been out experiencing the galaxy and pursuing what he wants, mixes with young road and those desires, and I think he can't be stopped, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's I think it'd be interesting if, like you were mentioning, like Rode hadn't really like been with anybody, and like in a way Alistair is almost this more experienced, like has been on his own and thought the person he's in love with was dead.
Yeah.
So like has been in the galaxy, and it's just like an interesting dichotomy almost, where you're the like, coming to this for the first time maybe, or at least with us two.
Yeah.
And Alistair has almost a more like confident, like comfort in this situation, right?
Yeah.
Like he's always been like a kinesthetic, like physical person, like touching somebody on the shoulder, or and all that, and this is just the natural like.
Oh no. He got himself good.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called a funny bone, because there's nothing
Not
funny
funny
about it.
Well, it's definitely one of those, like, going back to the CW analogy, when they were young, they were a YA novel.
Right.
Now they're a romance novel.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it probably gets to shirts off, and then we're like, oh, the ship is there.
Yeah, and Rode's like, there are beds. And it's funny, you actually get underneath, and Rode, for the most part, like, no one sees Rode shirtless. Like, he is very guarded. Clothing and dressing well is his armor.
Mm. And
you know this. His whole family's like this. His eldest sister dresses like she's walking a runway every day. And for him, he should be unblemished. And there are multiple scars.
Oh, interesting.
That you would probably recognize to be blaster shots.
Oh, wow. So you've been not just shot at, but shot.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll get that conversation will happen later.
That's for a later. They're busy right now.
And
But
I think for Alistair, it is like, again, the CW to the HBO, like he is like filled out, right?
Yeah.
He's more muscular than he was. He's like
he's a man.
Yeah, like he's just bigger and stronger than he was as a teen, and it shows. So but maybe even less scarred up, because he's real good at getting out of the way of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
but we thank the service anyways.
right.
Has Alistair ever been in like actual battles?
Yeah. Like
Jonas,
the thing that we had, and like,
But like hand-to-hand combat battles or like space battles?
yeah, I think that was a ground battle, but also
Okay.
yes, yeah. Like I think I started in the military, and there were.
Right,
I
but
think
you're
I-
also famous for being like, in the future, no one will have hand-to-hand combat because
Yeah.
people will just bomb each other from space.
Right. Well, that is what I said last week on the advice show.
Uh-oh.
Clarify, like I clocked out when you said that. I'm like, I need to clarify what the battles looked like for Alistair.
Yeah. What I was about to say was he was recruited for espionage type things. When it became clear that he was good at like sneaking behind enemy lines or whatever, or like wearing a disguise to get in someplace where he wasn't supposed to be.
Okay.
So
So it's not that you haven't seen like bloody action. You're
Right.
just like good at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. He's been shot maybe once and cut a few times.
Okay.
But yeah, he's good at like getting into places he wasn't supposed to be and get the information and get out. And it's mostly against like other like it would have got a disguise against non-Pyronan would be silly, but
Yeah.
like rival Pyronan factions, factions that were opposed to the main sphere of the government or whatever. He had those types of jobs, right? Like he was never a big hulking like give me the giant machine gun whatever, but he had leadership potential. He had he earned his officer position. very, very much earned it, I would say, rather than anything handed to him.
Nice.
So yeah, he saw combat. He had excellent results in combat, and just was kind of it's like that kid who like picks up a basketball and just like, oh, cool, that was easy. Baseball? Oh, sure, why not? Rollerblade? I guess. Like,
I love this dynamic because Rhode's like, I worked so hard to be able to sink one shot. You walk in, you make the shot, and you leave.
right. Like, it's just, people enjoy this. Is pretty easy. I'm going to do something else.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
yeah. But also doesn't enjoy the things that are easy for him. You know,
Yeah.
like he wants a challenge and is just that person. So, yeah, that's how I'm picturing it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There are beds on the shuttle, and I think that Rhode, like, doesn't even have the patience to leave the hangar fully. Is just like, we're going in there, and
Yep.
like, there's a whole bar in there. It's a ridiculous shuttle.
Sure.
Again, he bought like a Rolls Royce, and I think at some point you definitely gather that because he wasn't like an ostentatious spender when he was younger. It is very clear that he purposely spends money that must come from his family because this is an absurd amount of money.
Right. Okay.
So someone in his family still giving him money.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Amazing. Very good. All right. It's just like the romance evening.
Yeah, the ships are a rocket.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could say it's later. I mean,
Yeah.
Or if you have something you want to.
I mean, I feel like I don't want to interrupt anybody right now because everybody's having their moment.
Don't knock on anyone's door.
Yeah.
I gotta resolve a connect.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, I feel like that one's obvious.
I feel
but-
like
Yeah.
Definitely grew closer. Yeah.
Kissing is obviously the solution for a connect move, everyone.
Obviously.
Back Starscape on Kickstarter.
Always. If you kiss it, yeah. I mean, maybe not always. Sometimes you might kiss.
Some people angry kiss.
You can be.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sometimes that's really great.
Yeah, I love an angry kiss.
So yes.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Think about that. So yes, so you instigated the connect, Jonas, right? You spent the trust.
Mhm.
So Nolvath, you could decide. Did you come to consensus, or did you grow closer?
Absolutely.
Do you
yes.
feel like they shared a significant truth?
Yeah,
Okay, then
definitely.
you double that. All right. So Jonas, you earn a trust and clear condition, and you both clear a condition, and you get to double that. So you get to clear 2 conditions in Nolvath.
Woo.
You get 2 trusts and 2 conditions cleared.
Okay.
Awesome.
Jonas. It's a good kiss.
Yeah, man. Kiss.
Yeah.
Again,
Cleared
back
all my
Starscape on Kickstarter now.
Yeah.
It does a lot
Just
of
like
good
real
things.
life.
Yeah. It's like,
Kissing's good for you.
kissing's good
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you. We also ran one of the many ran it as a like horror alien game actually.
Uh-huh. I see that.
Awesome.
That'd be really fun.
He was like, it works so
Oh, it's
well
survivor
for this.
logic. It's
Yeah.
survivor logic. I was
Yeah.
literally just sitting here
That's
thinking about
awesome.
that.
Yeah, I was like,
Because-
oh,
Yeah, I mean, that also is all about feelings.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, you set the alien loose in a room with everybody. Sure, is it going to tear them all apart? That's not the point of the story.
no.
No,
yeah,
you want them
exactly.
sweating and hearing the beep.
Yeah. How
Right.
much do you trust each other like while you're waiting? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. What do you do when somebody breaks and runs for the door?
yeah.
You know, like, that's terrifying.
If
do
you
an
want an
elevator
AVP episode, the unfamiliar would make the perfect predator
There
playlist.
you go.
And you should definitely put a civilian in that because it would be funny.
That'd be amazing.
All
right.
For me.
I actually had a thought for picking up later
Yeah.
in the Rolls Royce, if
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, totally.
So it's an attempt at a connect.
Sure.
But
Can I
yeah,
add one thing?
yeah.
So while this is happening, while we have some people in a ship shipping,
Mhm.
and we have some other people in a bed bay shipping, somewhere where no one's looking,
Oh, good.
in the bridge, a little light starts flashing.
Shit.
Oh no.
It's fine. No alarms go off.
Huh,
Nothing
okay.
happens.
That's probably
But-
not that important.
It's fine. It's just
I
like,
don't speak in Naran.
Yeah, nope. No, you don't.
Uh,
So there we go. All right. So anyway, go back to what were you
Oh,
saying?
yeah, that's right. So it's
much more
probably
important.
safe to assume we have like drinks. And,
Oh, there's-
you know, Yeah.
There's a full bar. There's ice.
Freshly
Oh,
stocked.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
just
I've been-
restocked it. Yeah.
And it's double, like I've been in the wilderness for weeks, you know?
And
like,
this is like raiding the bar at home.
oh, yeah.
The bar that
Oh,
you were probably not allowed to go into.
And the, like, right type of shower, right? That,
Well, the shower is. This is a shuttle,
okay.
so we
all
don't really have
Okay.
a shower. We don't camp.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. But you know, as we've got drinks and are sort of like catching our breath.
Yeah, lounging around.
Yeah. I don't know how long I can stay with your ship. I don't know when I'll be reassigned.
You said you were leaving. It's fine.
But what that means is I can't spend more. I don't want to waste any time that I have with you. And I know this may seem, you know, I don't want to guess at what you're thinking or feeling. I'm
feeling great right now.
A part of me died when I thought you did. And I don't want to go the rest of my days without telling you that. And to consider what might be possible between us. This is, for me, it was never just an infatuation with a noble born.
You shouldn't do that.
I know your heart. And it's beautiful. And I need you to know how I feel. What you do with that is up to you. But
Road goes in for another kiss and
Okay.
interrupts you talking.
how would you feel that? So let's see. I had to spend a trust because I'm putting myself out there.
Yeah.
How do you think that resolved?
I think we're not quite there yet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No connection was made.
Not yet. We're not done yet.
Oh, we're not done yet. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Road pulls away from the kiss and looks Alistair straight in the eyes, holding his face. I left thinking that I would never be the person that you wanted that day. If you're interested in... And he looks seemingly through the shuttle at the massiveness that is the Amber Star, and also at a mirror, essentially, of how much he is not the person he was when they met. He, in his mind's eye, sees a young, cold, very removed young man that has lived basically in winter his whole life and has never forgotten the moments between the two of them ever. Alistair, I would be a fool if I said that I could walk away from this forever.
Walk away from this? He gestures at the ship.
From this, and grabs your face.
Okay.
We are on the run. And you have duty to the peoples that I'm still uncertain if I want them to know I'm still alive.
Well, I have no obligation to include it in my report.
Good.
And I wouldn't, even if I were obliged.
My family, they won't want us to have reconnected.
No. No, she made that clear, I think. Your mother would not have approved.
But send me messages.
Of course. If I only need to know that you want that.
I've wanted it for years.
I can't express what that means to me. It means a world.
And if you need money,
I appreciate that offer as well. I don't know that I will right away, but having a sense of security is always nice.
I'm working on it being more independent finances. But in the meanwhile, for some reason, my father lets his accountants still give me money. And I'm happy to provide that to you.
That is fortunate. I can't imagine your mother knows that that's happening.
Maybe it's for my silence. That's what I've usually assumed. But I think it's fun to spend it, don't you?
I've never had an issue with spending your parents' money.
And I would love to include you in whatever future is ahead.
I never dreamed I would hear that, and can't.
I was dead.
You were.
I'm looking very good for dead.
Better than you imagine, I think.
I know I'm very good looking.
Well, you're pretty good looking.
Pause you right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're saying you look very good for dead, Alistair, you think suddenly of all the scars that are covering them.
Yeah,
And how close they probably came to being dead multiple times.
right.
All right, continue.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna act on that. And just like trace my hand along some of the scars and the what is clearly a blaster wound. Like some of these maybe are questionable, but like that was a through and through.
Yep.
It seems like you've not been doing a very good job of keeping yourself from that.
Oh no, this is from the supposedly dying that I did.
Oh, to set it up. But what, all of these?
No, some of these are just from being around brigands and nearly escaping with our lives.
A brigand was able to lay hands on a student of mine?
Admittedly, I was mostly looking at you and not training very well.
I'm sure we can address this.
Don't
Then I
worry.
said undress this.
Jonas has been trying to get me to remember that I do know more than just money.
Yes, I'm glad you're realizing this. There was this side to you even when we were younger. You, I don't think, remember the kind moments, the generosity, which is not common in your family at least. And these are the things I noticed.
Don't go telling people that. I have a reputation to uphold.
Your secrets are safe with me.
Half dead, half pretentious, and all ignorant.
Well, I'll never tell.
I know. Because I'll kill you. So yes, the connect went well.
Okay.
Do you feel a significant truth was revealed? Or did you
Oh
just kinda-
yeah.
Okay.
Big love profession is the significant truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you both earn a trust and clear condition.
No, one of you owns trust.
I
It's
earn a
you.
trust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I get my trust back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I like that wager feeling.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm putting myself out there. I hope this turns out well.
And then we
That's
both clear conditions.
Yeah. But if there's significant truth, then you get to double it. So you actually earn a trust.
Oh, I get
And you both
another
get,
trust.
yeah, if there's a significant truth that's revealed, yes.
Oh.
And then you both clear 2
I'm
conditions.
out of conditions.
Same.
Ah, it's so nice what romance does, right? It makes you feel so good.
I'm esteemed.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I hear that sometimes.
Yeah, that's fine.
In the eyes of one outlaw and the Pyronan government, you are esteemed.
Yeah, and I love that, like, that's kind of like the design intent. You get all these conditions marked from all this drama, and then you do these crew moves where
Yeah.
you have these like moments, and that kind of clears it all up, and you're back to trusted, and then we can start tearing you down again.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. That's cool.
Amazing. Very good. All right, so Jonas and Nolvath, you had your like moments, and then you kind of went back, and like Tavrock was there. Like, what like did you put Tavrock to bed and then move on to yourselves, or what do you think happened? Or what would you like to have happen, or have it maybe have you get interrupted if you'd like, or also whoever brought the watermelon alcohol to the studio. I
Uh-oh.
love you and hate you.
Oh, yeah, that one's it's very refreshing.
It's so yummy. It's
Uh-oh.
like Jolly Ranchers. It's fine.
Should I
That's
grab another
dangerous.
one?
In a minute. I also had the 8% cider. So and
Oh,
this
yeah.
and the
Oh, that's
Champagne.
Celebratory
good too.
champagne.
Yeah.
That's the one Bert brought.
yeah.
Yeah.
So many good things.
We're having a party tonight. We're
Yeah.
Celebrating.
I'm already
Deserve-
home. I don't have to go anywhere.
You deserve to celebrate as well.
I do. It's very exciting. Also we're super messy tonight, and I'm loving everything about it.
Yeah.
So like, what was kind of like your thought? So, Jonas, you were kind of the one who pulled Nolvath in for that kiss. Did you see yourself as trying to go farther that night, or day, or it's space, so there's not really a night, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Or were you gonna kind of like leave it there and see?
No, I think I don't want to wake up alone the next day.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I think if we feel like the Elder and Tavrock, well, I mean, we probably want to put Tavrock back in.
Yeah, Tavrock
Yeah.
could go in the forest nursery.
Yeah,
Question mark.
yeah. And I think if we feel like the Elder is okay in the pod
Mm-hmm.
and they're at least going to be stable, I think I'll follow your lead.
Hmm.
Like, I want you to be comfortable with this. I want you to be someplace where you feel like you have safety and control.
God, thinking where that is.
You're going to the rafters. Right? I'm gonna leave now.
And the straps first.
You should know about just throwing you over their shoulder.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Hurry up. Hold on, let me get my equipment real.
Yeah.
For you, Jonas.
Let's see. Where do they feel comfortable in the ship other than I'm not taking you underground because that's seems weird for a human.
I mean, I've been around.
He was already in a tree.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been Rikering his way around then.
Yeah,
He has been
yeah,
Rikering his way
yeah.
around.
It's a
That'd be fewer splinters.
I'll actually as we sort of
Sorry.
I heard you and I was trying to ignore you, but now I can't.
ouch. I don't know what to say. All right.
Sorry.
no worries. I'm gonna say as we're I think there's that awkward moment of when you're with somebody for the first time and you're kind of sort of, no pun intended, feeling each other out.
Yeah.
There's like a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, I think I'll turn to you and I'll just kind of whisper, Nolvath, I will follow wherever you lead. And I don't just mean that here and now.
It may be strange to what you are used to, but if you would like to see how my people live, I will show you a place I have not shared with the crew.
That would be very special to me.
And they'll take you into the forest. There's in between a couple of trees, there's a raised part, where you see literally there's a small cave dug out. And it kind of goes like almost like an ant habitat kind
Oh,
of.
sure.
There's like some little branches and whatnot, and they have just this very like what can only be described as like a cozy nest in there. And it's got like bedding and there's a light source and like pillows and stuff, and it's very like sensory friendly kind of like very comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of they're big, they're tall, so it's a decent sized space,
Yeah.
but it is like kind of enclosed.
Okay, close quarters.
Yeah, close
Don't mind that
quarters.
at all. It's all good. Okay. Yeah, I think I look at it and I'm like genuinely touched by this, by like your sharing this, and I think if it's all right, I go in for a more passionate kiss at that point.
And they would kind of like pull you into the nest with that.
Oh, excellent! I love
Don't
it.
know that.
I love
They
it.
know why they're here.
Good for them.
Amber stars are rocking.
You've activated their trap card.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, all right. Yeah. And I think it's I mean, how different are we physically?
I don't think it's like super physically different. You would notice about them that they do seem like fairly casual about like physical affection.
Sure. Okay.
Once you actually like are like, we're doing this,
Yeah.
they're like, let's go.
Okay, all right.
So this is like not strange for them, even if they've not been with a human. Like,
Okay. I think in that case, Jonas explores. Like Jonas will actually like take time because human body's a pretty simple organism. And I think I'll take the onus to, I'll take it on me to learn more about you that way.
Oh.
And I think that, we kind of just spend the night that way. Every discovery a beautiful moment.
yeah, they're very curious
Yeah.
and like responsive. Like physically, they have like longer limbs than you're probably
Yeah.
used to. They have a tail.
Yeah.
They got this weird kelp-like kind of hair situation. And you would definitely probably start to figure out what the color changes mean.
Yeah. That's the most
gets
amazing
more obvious.
thing, I think, to Jonas is like, I don't think I've ever been with anybody who changes that way.
And you
Like,
literally
so
give
externally.
off light, right?
Yeah.
Like you're luminescent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. Like it's not bright, but
Okay.
it is kind of like if you've ever seen squid, like they're chromatophores.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm like, tracing patterns and kissing patterns and all that lovely stuff. But yeah, I think that is the most amazing thing. It's kind of like getting to know you visually that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's beautiful. I love everything.
It's so
about that.
sweet.
Yeah.
The Captain Kirk form of alien discovery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
He only had green women.
yeah.
Yeah.
One color.
So we're gonna kind of like pan away from that, and there's just like this little faint glow that kind of changes color. There's like Tavrock just kind of climbing the trees, and that's like a little like shot of him like happy, and then like beep beep. Yeah, because Tavrock has not been raised with puritanical views, so he's like, yeah, this is what people do. This
Yeah.
is the thing.
Yeah, people are having fun.
Yeah, it's so healthy and fine.
And I'm in my tree.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. All right. So we've had this amazing thing. I feel like we've got about half an hour left. I can see it either way, depending on what you kind of want to do. If you want to stop tonight and we can start our next session with the awkward next morning, or maybe not awkward next mornings, or we can kind of resolve things a little bit more before we leave. What would you prefer to do?
I mean, I'll admit to being very curious about the flashing light.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I want to know why the button is flashing.
Yeah, let's go home without that.
Yeah. Okay. So this little button like is flashing and everyone's busy.
I
Getting
think
busy.
we probably, because like we're in the shuttle, Road will not sleep there. And like Road, I think is used to doing like a pass of the ship just to like say goodnight to everybody and all that stuff, and it's like looking for Jonas, so goes to the bridge and it's just like, that's not supposed to be flashing.
I suppose I'd accompany you.
Yeah.
On your. because I'm also sort of, I don't know if it's come up yet, but like, I'm quietly hoping to be invited to not stay in the little cubby that I was.
Yeah,
given.
you are being tacitly brought along.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Because, like, yes, I have a sleeping bag in there, but I imagine what your bed looks like.
yeah, and it probably is fit to those specifications
Yeah.
fairly closely.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm following you around the ship, and
Yeah.
sort of, yeah.
I think you also see Road kind of puff up a little bit, both literally and physically, just like figuratively and physically, and walking with a little bit more confidence, which is, this confidence is not the same confidence from literally like yesterday. Because this isn't just like afterglow, yay, he's not putting on airs, which he always is.
Mm-hmm.
This is a ship that he's very familiar with. He's very proud of the crew and the Amber Star. And
Well, I imagine you're like showing me certain
yeah,
things
and he's
of,
like, we still don't understand what that means
yeah,
yet. But you know
we
what?
set up this part
If you
and
push the button there, something happens over there.
that. Yeah,
But he's proud of it,
yeah.
which is sure. But yeah, he is like, oh, I'm gonna go say goodnight to Jonas, and we'll retire. And Jonas is not here.
I'm so relieved to know that you two weren't together.
Honestly, could do worse for humans.
I suppose, just not to my tastes.
What do you think that button does?
The flashing one.
Yeah,
I was hoping you know it. Looks,
I don't know
like an
what
alert.
most of this ship does.
I can take a look. Is anything labeled in something? I
Yes,
can
great
read?
Ranger.
Oh,
Please tell me what that
no.
button does.
Not even close. It's just like, no, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you can roll for it.
Sure. Yeah. I'm doing this like, okay, now, well, what did these do? Like, as if I'm gonna figure it out from context,
Yeah.
right?
Road
Like,
knows what one system on this bridge does, and it's the like, are we being poisoned?
Okay. Okay.
And atmospheric readings for a planet that you can see in the view screen that he's not sure if it's just always pointed straight ahead or if that sensor can move. He knows nothing.
Oh,
Okay.
you also saw Tavrock like waiting to hit the laser button.
Yes.
So you know the laser button.
Okay.
He knows
Okay.
laser
So
and
we know
analyze.
atmosphere controls, and we know defense systems.
And Jonas stands over there to make the ship do things. That's what I know.
Okay, so that's probably the pilot section. All right. So
Oh, in that there's no control. Lauren stands over there and does something ominous. I'm not sure what it is.
all right. Maybe additional weapon control. I don't. You said Lawrence is a sort of what is Lawrence?
What is Lawrence? Don't worry about
All right.
Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
Speaking of drama.
Oops.
all right. Well, Kimmy, you're offering me a role.
Okay. Yeah.
If you think there's some way I could intuit what's happening here, I've been on many different species ships because I have to hitch rides places, and maybe something about my experience.
Yeah, we should
Mr. Charming
go
little
for
guy.
it. Yeah.
Just not a brains roll.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
The brains roll.
Can I help with all of my pointing out of what I know the ship does do?
Well, you're saying
I'm
just-
gonna say you can roll after the fact. So you can do I got your back
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay.
after that.
All right. Well, just to help things out, I'm gonna roll my kanji dice.
Okay. Let's go. Kanji dice.
Don't fail me.
Gambate.
Just because I want to know things, I have to roll access knowledge.
Whatever.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a 7 minus 1.
I'm helping.
Okay. So for got your back. Step in when a crewmate performs roles badly. Get their consent first, and you have to spend 1 trust, and you describe what you do, and you roll 1d6. No matter what your results are, your result replaces their lowest die,
Okay.
whether it makes it better or worse.
Cool. We're good?
What's your
Please.
lowest die?
A 3.
Okay.
Please
Great.
ship-splain to me.
Yes. That's a 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Change that to a 5. Where are you?
All right. If you improve
There it
things,
is.
you get your trust back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you bump them to a higher success band, you get to
Yes.
earn another trust on top of that.
That is exactly what happened. I have an 8 now.
Okay.
So
Nice.
So
that's so great that I like hit the cusp, fell down because of my -1, and then that. Oh, it's so fucking good.
yeah, the power of love, friend.
Yeah.
The power of
And also this goddamn game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so access knowledge on a 7 to 9,
Sorry, what did you end up getting? I was very
an
excited.
8.
Oh, 8. Okay.
Yeah. You succeed, but something unexpected happens. You and another crewmate both mark a condition.
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll mark a condition.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put uncertain. It's a little discomforting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick guilty because whatever happens next, I don't know what's about to occur, and I feel bad that I was like, yeah, ships do flashing light things. You're picking the right button.
Yeah. So what do I intuit from my
So you're
vast
seeing-
experience?
I mean, you were there like when they were kind of like figuring out with the elder earlier when they first woke up. You were there,
Mhm.
so you sort of pulled from that. You gleaned the knowledge of like this chromatic like alphabet and like and way of having data in multiple kind of dimensions
Yeah.
or understandings. So you're like looking at all these things and just kind of from where things are and from what Rode was able to point out, like, oh, that's the laser. And like I'm sure there was more of it, but like that's the one I not thought of.
Yeah.
You figured out that means that there's yeah, like it's kind of by itself. It's in an interesting location, and it's also similar to what you saw happening when there was the like arrival protocol happening
Oh, good.
on when you woke up the elder. You realize like, oh, it's kind of similar colors. Like you don't have quite the like
Right.
visual spectrum that you assume that the Anarans have.
Okay.
You're like, that looks like the same shade. Like
As like when the arrival like system was registering.
yes. So when you went in and they had woken up the pod, it was because the arrival
Protocol.
protocol,
That's
yeah.
the word I wanted.
and sequencer protocol
Yeah.
had been started in that section.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's like the same exact color. I think.
Does that look like the arrival protocol?
Which one's that?
Hughes. When the elder was awoken?
I'll admit I was frightened.
I was too.
So I didn't notice what color it was.
That's okay. I'm concerned that the ship-wide arrival protocol may have been activated.
Oh no.
We might need Nolvath.
Immediately, you see him run his fingers over the rings on his left hand, and a little cloud appear that you know is like really nice. It's like owning a really nice new iPhone,
Yeah.
but for a Pyronin.
Mm-hmm.
And
iPhone.
unfortunately, whatever you're locked in doing, intimate and beautiful as it is, you hear Rhode's voice because he's fully just calling you all. It's up to you whether or not you actually like have any way of hearing it.
It's not very big in here, so even if they took off like their equipment, it would be nearby.
Oh, sorry.
And we're
quick,
in an echoey small cave.
quick clarifying. Is it a button that's flashing or like an indicator of some kind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a glowy button, and there's also some sort of like when Tavarok like and they initiated the thing. There's like the like laces of or like these little connections of light that are like kind of powered up.
Okay.
So there's kind of one in the middle that looks like a button. It might not be a button. It's roundish and kind of like it's like a dome shape.
Mm,
So you could push it.
I'm not going to push
Okay.
it. I just wanted
there's
to
also-
know if it was pushable.
It looks like it might be pushable.
I'm not
Mhm.
touching it.
Okay. It might also be like one of those old school like round trackpads. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Or
We're
like,
playing the golf cabinet
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
yeah, there's
Uh-oh.
lots of,
Sure.
but there's also like in the console itself, like that same kind of color has like kind of spider webbed out along obvious like laid paths. Like it's not just spreading.
Yeah. 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 This is fine.
Crew of
Everything's
the
fine.
Amber Star, this is your cruise coordinator. It seems we have a unexpected new lights display on the bridge. If you could come at your leisure and figure out if maybe we're about to die, that would be lovely. Thank you so much.
Nolvath like pauses mid whatever we're doing and is like,
I think we're coming at our leisure.
let's check on that after we wrap this up.
Do you actually think we're about to die?
Honestly, sometimes on the ship it's the cows have farted. Sometimes on the ship it's we're being boarded. I don't know.
We have cattle aboard?
Oh, there's a herd of cattle on this ship.
I see.
They own an entire bay.
Are they sapient?
No.
Oh.
I just leave them alone because it smells.
Oh.
Wretched.
You've ceded ownership.
Yes,
I see.
for now.
Mm.
Oh,
I think at like our next convenient intermission.
I feel like it has to be like an awkwardly strange amount of like there's just no reply.
yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
you keep doing your thing. Bro, what are you gonna do? Nobody's responding to you. They are not listening to
Oh
you.
no.
The good news is,
Do you think they're all right?
oh,
They're obviously not listening to you as your cruise director.
Would they not take your warning seriously? And like for my tone of voice is like incredulous, right?
he's gonna try one more time. Honestly, Nolvath, Jonas, something's wrong on the bridge.
Do we even hear it? I mean, yeah, our stuff is not
Yeah.
far off.
I feel like that will definitely get Nolvath to be like,
Okay.
We're gonna come back to this.
Mm-hmm.
I
Lift
clear
my
my
head
throat. Computer, translate.
It doesn't do that one.
Let's see. Just thought maybe no one had tried it.
I'm sorry, I thought you were trying to translate with Jonas.
No, no. Just overlapping the scenes. They're in
Yeah,
like a
we're
diagonal
intercutting.
of like, yeah.
I'm sorry, this is someone speaking with their mouth full. I can't.
Excellent.
Oh.
Very good.
That would be impolite. Yeah.
They don't have very much gear, so they probably help you get yours back on.
Sure, yeah.
And then they're like,
yeah.
would you like to see the quickest way to the bridge
Hello?
from here?
I think it would be best for both of us to make a hasty appearance. Let me just tidy up while we walk.
I think
like,
at this
fixing
point,
my
Rode is
hair.
visibly like angry, upset, confused, concerned. All of these things are starting to kind of like,
Computer, acknowledge verbal command.
that doesn't
system.
work, Alistair.
Maybe there's a technique to it.
I don't speak, and he doesn't make any noises when he does this. He just kind of makes a like flashy hand motion, like he's trying to imitate not the colors obviously, but just what it looks like when the lights flash, both from what he's seen from like Tavrock and Nolvath, but also from the elder that woke up.
Okay.
But it's obviously like bad pantomime. He has no idea.
Hey.
Oh God, Kimmy's looking at papers now.
Uh-oh.
I feel like a thing has to happen.
I think you're right.
feel
Let's
like-
torture this man.
Yeah, I feel like that's a prove your worth, or I don't even know. Like just see if you fucking get lucky. Yeah, real prove your worth.
Oh, I'm so scared. I should be scared.
Plus courage.
Which I have a big old goose egg in. That's a 4.
Oh,
Hey.
What's happening? Like, what is this roll exactly?
So, like Rhodes started making like kind of like trying to mimic like crab-like motions.
Sure, yeah.
Because like
To try to communicate something.
yes,
Oh,
Could I roll a help in the like?
they got your back. Yeah.
Or like I can help you translate this thought, right? Of like,
because he's just gesticulating.
Yeah.
right.
If Kai wants that. Kai can also like if they want to fail terribly
That's
at this, like you can own your failure,
Or I can
but
make
you
it
can also,
worse.
yeah.
I'm gonna say he has no idea that he's actually doing anything that could even be perceived as useful, even though I understand that this is how they actually communicate.
Right.
So if you could find a way to make it make sense, Godspeed to you.
What's your lowest die?
They're both 2.
Okay, well, that's
If you improve it, it could be an 8.
I'm rolling the pink round boy.
Okay.
That's a 4.
It's still a 6.
It's still a 6. So now you both get to share this wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful
we were
outcome.
gonna anyway.
Yeah, we're already here. Well, obviously,
Shared a lot tonight.
Yeah.
yeah, it's true.
So you pick 2 off the list, so each of you get to pick 1
Oh, okay.
off the 7 to 9 list.
Uh-oh. There's
Does it apply to, like, if I pick condition, do we both mark a
Yep.
condition? Oh shit.
I mean, yeah, it seems more fair.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think we have to damage the ship.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And I think we both put each other in a bad spot.
Amazing. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to. This might be too much, but I'm imagining like you're gesticulating, and I'm like, well, do you mean this? Do you mean that?
Yes.
And we
No, I'm
oh,
just.
no.
and we make contact with
Yeah.
the console.
Yeah. Oh God.
Is that
I think
too
we don't
much?
even. I don't even think we have to touch it though.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we stumble on something bad.
We somehow like wave a hand over the sensor
Yeah.
and have.
I think when we wave our hand over it, Rose's like, "Oh, it's never done that before," and then something bad happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're both in a bad spot, and we both have to roll with advantage, and we both have to mark a no, we
The condition we didn't do.
right.
I harmed the ship.
Yes, and I put us both in a bad spot.
You're right.
Yes. So the ship is damaged. You're gonna figure it out and just listen. So you hear this like, you know, when someone like leaves a TV on in a room, like especially old school tube TVs, and it's like this high pitched, and it sort of builds up till it's actually like a hum, and it's happening pretty quickly. It is very clearly like something's powering up.
Oh.
And yeah. And then suddenly like the same color as what's like on, it's like this aqua color, which happens to be like 00FFFFF because
We are FFFF.
We are oof.
yeah, didn't even think about that, but yeah,
Color is oof.
oof is the color. Like standing kind of on the bridge, you see like this, it kind of like almost like an LED like tinge to the whole like viewing like window, and then like this massive blast like shoots out straight from in front of you.
You
Like
mean from the front of the ship?
yeah,
Oh,
you activated some sort of massive weapon system. And I rolled a die, and I rolled a 6, so it's weapons. So
Cool.
Oh no.
so
Cool.
it just like
Cool.
blasts out, and you see this massive thing, and you see like the like other stuff starts to kind of flicker, like it's used a huge reserve
Oh,
of
shit.
power. And
it's like
yeah,
Yamato.
yeah, it's a big thing, and you start seeing it like there's other flashing lights now that are not the friendly aqua color of like landing and
Yeah.
arrival. It is the somewhat agitated orange color of something being
Uh-oh.
wrong.
Oh no.
Hey guys.
Hello.
This sounds like a good time for us to burst out of one of the vents in the side
Yeah,
of the wall.
I think we're like. I think we're also like comedically Star Trek on the bridge when something happens, like rocking around.
Yeah.
Why did you touch it?
I didn't
You weren't
touch
supposed
it.
to touch it.
Oh,
You burst through the vent. I'm behind you a little bit.
Yeah,
I just
and they
nodded.
full on like, because they have the tail and the long arms, they crawl out like a xenomorph.
yeah.
Yeah.
Road lets out a extremely high pitched, undignified scream, which you, Nolvath, have heard quite a few times. It's louder and more forceful this time.
No.
Yeah, I think I have a slightly more dignified yelp, but
Yeah.
certainly surprised. Yeah.
And they just stand up and are like,
Oh,
what is the issue?
There was a flashing thing, and then there was a more flashing thing, and then there was a big light.
discharged an enormous weapon of some kind.
Well,
That was
that's
a
not
weapon?
good.
It seemed like a weapon
Which-
fire to me.
Okay.
From the vent, you hear, "How enormous was the weapon?"
Jonas, why are you in the vent?
Did you follow them into the vent? Never mind. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cultural exchange.
I have a little bit of an indelicate question, Nolvath.
Mm-hmm.
Would Jonas be also glowing in any way? Would this be
Some
a...
residual.
I don't know
Oh.
if it's like
I mean-
phosphorescent transfer.
No,
okay.
no phosphorescent
Okay, no.
transfer.
Okay.
But I was gonna suggest, if you're okay with it, that like some of your gear is on like inside out or like a skull.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've obviously sprayed myself with some sort of scent.
Yeah. But I know this then
Alone?
because you do this.
Yeah.
But then you know exactly what is
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. And I come spilling out gracelessly out of the vent. Gotta get used to that. What the hell is going on here?
There was it seemed like some sort of alert on the console, and
It's still glowing, by the way. It hasn't changed.
yes, that one there, and unfortunately,
And then
Road pressed the button.
And I think he goes to make the same hand motion because he.
Don't. However, like if it's okay with you, Alistair actually grabs your
Yes.
hand, but it's actually like a very intimate
Yeah.
holds you close into your hand, and it's like something no one's.
I'm going to have you roll access knowledge to see if you realize how you set it off
Oh.
before you can do that. I love that moment.
Okay.
Let's go.
But
Let's
you were
go.
both kind of just waving your arms around.
Yes.
We were being goofs.
I don't
Okay.
know if you
I love
know
big goofs.
how that happened.
Yeah. Hmm. Do I have +4 to brains on this or no?
One for each person in the room.
Uh-huh.
Well.
Oh, wait. Actually, I don't know if you took that move. There's a weaponsmith move for the warrior.
Oh no.
Oh, you didn't take that one? Okay.
No. I have traditional weapons and tougher spots than this.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Oh wait, I roll courage instead of brains to access knowledge. Oh, for survival information.
Oh.
we're
I mean,
under
this is
imminent
kind
threat.
Yeah, this is, I
Yeah.
could see this being a survival information thing and understanding how weapons would work.
So I should probably re-roll the dice, right?
No, you just add different things.
They're not good enough.
Okay.
I have a 1 and a 3, and then +1 for courage at least gets me to a 5.
Oh my God! What is wrong with our
Ooh.
dice?
Can I step in and get your back and
They're
just try?
pretty-
I am open to that.
I mean,
He's helping me interpret how this happened,
Well,
right? And-
here Nolvath knows how the
Oh.
computer works now, so if
Okay.
I see them trying to wave their hands at it,
mhm.
I'm gonna stop them.
Okay. Yeah. Road is gesticulating in a way that is clearly close enough.
They're like, no, don't move your hands.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you move mark a condition, Jason.
Yes. Yeah.
And because you suddenly realize that you have no idea how the ship works.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark guilty.
Yeah. Join me in guilty.
That was, I
Yeah.
feel responsible, and I have too much sense of honor to not take responsibility for it.
It's okay. You can take responsibility for my actions.
Well, I did throw you under the bus, but
Yeah.
I also,
Road pressed the button. I don't know what it does.
You're right though.
I also think it really, for lack of another term, how alien this ship is
Yeah,
to you.
yeah.
Because you were kind of I can't see it. Anything is lasted thousands of years, and you're
Right.
oh, I have zero frame of reference for how any of this
Right,
works.
because
Yeah.
I've been in many different types of ships, and they're laid out relatively similar, and this is bizarre.
But all of them are from after the fall, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with the Pyronan technology, some of it survived and stuff.
They-
You were young enough that you don't remember.
that shit's in a museum, right?
Yeah.
That's nobody's.
Someone
using
has it in their collection.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah. It's the 67 Barracudas of the time.
Yes.
Yes.
Not that I
Yeah.
call that out for any particular reason.
Nope, no reason at all.
So
Yeah, they're like, everybody, don't move your hands. Back away from the terminal.
Okay.
Activated by gesture. I know how to work the computer now.
Why
I
would...
see.
And you can see that Road is refraining from gesticulating as he is wont to do. And is just stepping away and kind of like putting his hands... He's actually going to find Alistair and like put his hands on Alistair so that he stops moving them.
Well, if it's okay, I was picturing like pulling you away, sort of like gently holding your hands behind your back.
Yeah,
as, As like
And just kind of like
embracing you.
leaning against.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just gonna... My hands are not trustworthy right now.
We'll just hang on to these. These
Yeah.
are dangerous. You may want to check the path of potential destruction.
We will do that. There are many blinking lights.
I'm concerned that something was damaged.
I'm
or
concerned that
injured.
the ship is not working correctly anymore.
Looking at the terminal, what can I see?
In real
There's
good.
a lot of flashing lights,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna stop there.
Ah!
Uh,
Yeah,
You bastard.
You chose like damage to the ship, right?
I did.
You chose damage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what system did we damage? Because we have to mark the damage point.
Oh,
for
it's
that.
on weapons. Is damaged.
It's the weapon system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least it won't go off again.
Maybe.
Question mark.
Or it'll go off in a bad way. There are other options.
Don't point the ship at anything important.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
We're taking you to a space station.
We also forgot you, since you both put each other in a bad spot, you should have rolled that last roll with disadvantage too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so I
well.
missed by even more.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, but
Yes,
like,
you're right.
Road, remember for next time, so your next roll
Yeah,
will be with disadvantage.
disadvantage.
So mark that in.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah. And we'll figure out what happened with that giant weapon blast
motion
next time.
cannon.
Oh my god.
I mean, we did need to
What a
relieve some
cliffhanger.
of the pressure. So there you go.
Everybody. Even the ship.
Yep.
Love it.
We were
All
too
right.
relaxed.
Yep, everything's fine. It's all good.
Personal director.
Yeah, we do need to do personal
Yes.
directive. Thank you. Forget every single time. All right. So personal directives are end of session. They're a personal connection or a goal, a personal goal for interaction with another PC.
Why are you giggling?
I feel like Jason maybe met him.
I forgot what I wrote down.
Okay,
Oh no.
But everyone look at what you wrote down at the end of last session and see, did you meet your personal
Can
connection?
you read my handwriting there?
Reconnect with Road.
I think I accomplished that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes,
What
yes,
happens when you do it? It.
What does it say? So you get to mark X, clear condition, mark XP, or earn 1 trust, whatever you feel is best and makes the most sense for that particular
I'm
connection.
okay with my conditions and my trust is maxed out, so I will mark XP.
Okay.
Okay. Mine was talk to Nolvath about relationships in their hive mind.
Oh, yeah.
Which, oh yeah.
I think you got more of a physical demonstration, but yeah.
Sure. There was some talk in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3-dimensional.
So yeah, and I'm
Communicate.
Kinesthetic
Yeah.
learners.
Hands-on learning.
I'm also going to mark an experience.
Perfect.
Rose was to tell Alistair about Boros Haven.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were like, if Alistair was, or if Road was going to like come clean about that right away or not.
Burning inside of him.
Yeah.
He hasn't said it out loud ever.
Yeah, that's intense.
All right, and Nolvath.
It did not get to mine, but it will make for some awkward questioning next episode.
Love an awkward interrogation.
Yeah. So if you met yours, write down a new one for next time. And if you want to keep yours for next time, that's fine, Nolvath, or you can create a new one if there's something new. And awesome. And that is the end of session 8. So thank you so much for joining us. This has been session 8 of Starscape, which is either going to be like Bridge, Urton, or like something about shipping or something that has to be like
Yeah,
the session
you're
title.
right.
Something amazing. Thank you, James B, for your amazing work as our chat mod. Thank you to our Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you we get to play whatever we want instead of having to play systems that will pay us to play them. So thank you so much. I'm Kimi, she, her. I created the system. It's kickstarting right now, so if you go to goldenlassogames.com/kickstarter, we are just coming up on finishing up the first week of the 30-day campaign. We met our goal in the first 27 hours, so it's very exciting. I love tonight's how it just displayed a bunch of the moves and so much drama and romance. I love everything.
Is there a stretch goal coming up?
There are stretch goals coming up. So when we reach 18,000, we release some new ship options. So we're going to be
so close to that.
so close. We're
I
very
want to
close.
know about that ship AI real bad.
Well, this is 20,000. So
damn it! Let's go, people.
yeah, so
Get us
18,000.
there.
We get the there's the behemoth, the freighter, the living being, all these things already. So we get the space station, like the DS9,
Where you're going.
Babylon 5 option.
Yeah.
And also kind of like the Stargate base, with portals option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're filing
Cool,
off
cool,
the serial
cool.
numbers enough to you thematically similar but legally distinctness of Stargate and Babylon 5/DS9. So those are unlocking at 18,000, and then we get new playbooks at 20,000, which is the ship AI and also the alien pets.
Obsessed.
That's
So-
the ship AI
Yes,
playbook.
good.
Right?
Yes,
You
ship
play
AI
as-
playbook. Yeah, which some people have modified the unfamiliar to do it,
amazing.
but it's literally built to be
I
part
love
of the
this.
ship. So those are the new extra playbooks that are going to be only for the
my
Kickstarter.
beloved.
Lots
We're
of
so close.
yeah, we're very close.
Please
We're-
help us.
So yeah, and these are my amazing friends who are helping me show off the system. Thank you so much. And yeah, I've been plugging things all week. I'm so tired. Let's start
doing
on this side.
That's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam, she, they, and I play Nolvath, your friendly neighborhood nesting partner for this episode. You can find me on the internet at Red Pandroid on most of the socials, and back here on Mondays doing weird alien stuff. If you like romance and monstery type people, you might want to check out my very good friend Wink and friend of the podcast's book. The author's name is Sylvie Hellstaff. The book is Shadow's Light. It's got a sequel coming out soon. She just posted a sneak peek of the character art for the sequel on her TikTok. You can go and check it out and see some very handsome monsters.
Yes, it is very nice to look at.
And stay tuned for the release date. Should be coming out sometime this summer. But yeah, if you like monster romance and you're over the age of 18, because it is spicy, go check it out.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. You can find me all over the internet as a Style of Ladris, where I do a lot of other queer, chaotic things. You can find me this week doing a lot of chaotic things on Thursday. If you're in the LA area, I will be at the Roguelike Tavern on Thursday night, GMing for the Roguelike Rumbles this Thursday. You can also catch it live on Twitch at Pick Your Poison Productions. It is a live interactive Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition PvP deathmatch. And I will be making it worse. That is actually my job.
This is my job too.
I know, right? Yeah, it's amazing.
So fun.
So I will be litigating a death match. Don't worry, every competitor at the roguelike is brought back after they die, after the end of the match. But I will be there in my worst self, litigating that for Roguelike Rumble's Critical Hour. And then you can find me, you can normally find me, and you can find me in the chat on Saturday for Transplanter RPG, which is an all transgender people of color led dark fantasy actual play set in a non-colonial anti-orientalist multiverse. Did it. Where normally I am a core cast member of the Chaos Protocol, which is our main campaign, but right now I am off and just kind of having a good old time helping out the channel. But we are running God Killer no, that's the first one, God Killer Last Hope, which is a live in studio, just like what we do here. Yay! Actual play, the first one for Transplanter, and it's a great time, so you can come and hang out with me there, watching my friends just make art on stream. It's great. It's a good time. Jay.
Awesome. Hello, everybody. I'm Jay, and I play Jonas, who is excited to have gone where no human has gone before.
I salute you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Transplantation, everywhere else pretty much at JAfrica. Let's see, if you are interested in playing a game of D&D with me, I will be DMing at Alamo Draft House. I believe it's the second weekend of August. And then I'll be making an appearance at Pacificon Game Expo up in the Bay Area over Labor Day weekend. Otherwise, I am offering games at startplaying.games/JAfrica.
Ooh, awesome.
So
good.
if you're
Awesome.
interested, check out the list of offerings that or games that I have to offer and hit me up.
My name is Jason. My pronouns are he, him. I play Alistair Ward here, also he, him. You can find my stuff at probablyokgames.com. The game I made, Demigods, is available there, PDF. If you'd like to buy it, it will be on sale online soon for a hard copy, but currently it is available at Geeky Tea's game store in Burbank, where on Saturday the 20th, I will be signing copies of the book. So if you would like to bring your copy to be signed or purchase a copy there, I will be selling them and signing them and I'll sign whatever you want me to sign, really. That's fine. Sign your baby, your dog, like I'll sign anything. But primarily I'll be signing copies of my book. So
Will you sign your name on this broken ship's cannon?
yes. Alistair was here. And I'm streaming a bunch on my channel. So just recently on Sunday, Kai and I were streaming some of the development behind Jedi Gods, the hack of Demigods to turn it into a Star Warsable pbta-ish. Actually, I think I've cracked the code on this middle out.
It's
dice
cool.
system,
Yeah, I think it's
but
gonna work.
I think it's good. So tune in and follow that for game design stuff. Video games that are hard where I die a lot. It's a thing I like to do for some reason. Yeah, I'll see you online.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you all so much. Again, goldenlassogames.com/Kickstarter/ support the Kickstarter. If you're from the future, hope it will be out eventually, so hope we can go buy it. And it's very exciting. So, all right. Thank you all so much. And we will see you next week for more drama. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.